The other thing that really that appealed to me was the Gospel Township tour, because that singing is just amazing.
Stunning, absolutely stunning. It's a funny thing, because when we have international guests, especially Americans, they all think that it's going to be staged. It's not in any way staged. It's really going to a service as it is with, I mean, nothing changes for us. We just welcome, that's all. And the singing just lifts the roof up. It's just absolutely incredible. And one of the best occasions that I had of experiencing something cross-cultural was in Kayamandi in St. Paul's Church, which we go to fairly often, and we have a really nice rapport once again with the pastors there. And the priests actually did a bilingual service.
All what he was preaching before, all he was executing before, it's different now.
It was absolutely incredible. Of course, on the one hand, you had the English version, which was quite, sort of everybody was sort of posed and, speaking well and everything. And then on the other hand, you had, and it was almost simultaneous. It was absolutely incredible. Very, very energetic guy, just giving the Xhosa version with, the images that you always have to have. So really exciting stuff. So sometimes it's also much lower key. It just really depends on what's happening at the time.
So you can go more than once and never have the same experience twice. Yeah.
Exactly. And as with all the tours, then what we try to include is going to someone's home for a Sunday lunch, would be that element of, going behind the scenes or going into homes. So that also can be an occasion to exchange on the theme of gospel, but also lots of other things.
And the other thing which Cape Town is well known for is its jazz. And you have a jazz safari as well, which is
very
really
exciting, yeah. Cape Malay Cooking and the Jazz Safari were our first two tours. And what happened there is, it's actually quite an interesting story, is that my husband, Michael Wolf, he heard on the radio Ian from Coffee Beans Roots talking about a tour, and he thought it was a jazz safari somehow. And he thought, great, now Andulela doesn't have to create their own jazz safari. We can just work with this guy. It turned out it was nothing at all to do with the jazz safari, and they got on like a house on fire. And Michelle said, or Michael in English, sorry, said, yeah, what about this? Don't you want to do this jazz safari with us? Let's do it together, sort of thing, because they were really on the same wavelength. And so, yeah, that's how it came about. We decided we'd do it together, and it's a fantastic evening tour. And I think that's one of the key things is there is a lack of evening activities for
international. Where do you take them in the evening for this?
Once again, we've got that framework, and then it moves. But we go to, we start off usually in a central point together in District 6 with an introduction with, for example, an up-and-coming musician. Kyle Shepherd is one of them. And then from there we move to a well-known established jazz musician. Mac McKenzie is one of them, Hilton Schilder is another, Robbie Jansen. So these are well-known names. Well-known names, yes. And we have a private performance, so Mac will do his thing, and also obviously depending once again on the clients, or our visitors rather, the discussions also can take other proportions. It can be far more than just music. But the amazing thing about Cape Town jazz, now I don't know a lot about Cape Town jazz. That's my husband's sector. He's a complete fundi on that and passionate about it. But what I have learned is that Cape Town jazz is a complete mix. It's, you've got the Guma, so you've got all the Cape Malay kind of influences. And so you can talk about music in general in South Africa and the influences from around the world. And that's another way of connecting with our visitors. To give this very different Cape Town jazz sound. And then we could land up going to Joe's in Gugulethu, who's this incredible guy who has his fingers in lots of pies, very excellent speaker, and he has a collection of vinyls, jazz vinyls, that will blow anybody's mind. I mean, he just is an entertainer.
Nowadays, if you want to listen to jazz, you have to think about eating first.
So once again, it depends. Different areas, different setups, but always the element of an up-and-coming artist, a well-known artist, or someone really passionate for after nightcap.
You also have a whole lot of things called touching wildlife experiences, and there's a huge range of different things in here.
Okay, well, Close Encounters with Baboons is one of our wildlife experiences that is included in this collection of wildlife experiences. And Jenny, who heads this conservation project, is absolutely, once again, a personality.
This is Baboon Matters, I take it.
Yes, absolutely. And we were one of the first actually to support her by writing articles, not necessarily bringing her that many clients, but writing articles and bringing her a little bit of exposure. And we just find she's just a personality. I mean, and that's, I think, what you need in all of these experiences, whether it's wildlife, cultural, is really to meet interesting, exciting people. And let's face it, us Cape Townians are interesting and exciting.
We definitely are.
We might be a little touched, but that makes it all the more interesting.
And a little precious about the mountain and about the animals that live on them, but, you know.
No, I think that's another example of, we talked about cross-culture, but here it's really connecting nature to an urban situation. So yes, it's a wildlife experience. If you're lucky enough, you're going to go and find them through the fynbos on a 1 hour walk or 2 hour walk. But very often they're actually down near the bottom, you know, near the houses. But she just informs you of, you know, how we can live together, whether it's with your next door neighbor or, you know, the baboons that are part of what makes Cape Town so special. So that's one of my favorite experiences. I've been twice and it's very, very humbling. It's just absolutely incredible. I mean, you sit there. It's really a little bit like going to see the gorillas, I suppose. Well,
our version of that.
Yes, it's an urban version, let's put it that way. The wild meerkats in the Clay and Karoo, Grant, who leads that project, is a complete nutter, actually. Amazing person. He spends his life out in the semi-desert, tracking them, communicating with them. He can speak their language. I mean, it's the most incredible thing. And so there again, really something, it's almost like wildlife experiences we want to offer are like being in a documentary yourself, like on the BBC, you know, having that amazing experience that you don't get every day. It's not quite the same as going to a Cape Town game park or something. It really is, it is different. The Cape Town Botany Tour, Kirstenbosch Botany Tour, is also, once again, a fantastic dynamic. We work with 2 botanists. So it's going to see a world icon, Kirstenbosch, but giving it a whole different approach. So it's tasting the plants. It's we even have a tea ceremony in some of our fynbos tours, whereby you've just discovered them, felt the plants, felt them, smelt them, and now you're going to try them. Obviously, you have to be careful, so you really do have to have botanists who knows what they're doing. We've just come out also with, leading on to that, a garden tour. So Cape Town Garden Route is what we call it. Going to private gardens in different communities once again. And whether it's the Rastafarians in Hart Bay or a fancy Constantia garden, there's always the most incredible information.
These wildlife experiences, I mean, there's things like diving with seals, swimming with the dolphins, aquarium diving course, surfing lessons. You know, I mean, it's just, the range is just phenomenal.
Well, we all have these amazing dreams, and let's face it, that was one of the things as well about what we offer, is it's a lot of us don't have a lot of time, and we've got these dreams, and I mean, really, why should we wait until, you know, we're half dead to try and actually do these things? So what we're trying to do is make them easy and accessible to a lot of normal people out there like us, you know. And I think that's what is exciting. The diving with seals, very popular. Dolphins as well, and an absolutely extraordinary experience. You actually get to analyze as well, after having swum with the dolphins, analyze the interaction you've had with them. So, yeah, just going a step further, it's always with specialists, with nature conservationists, with people really hands-on in these projects that makes it all that different.
I think you've enticed people to go and log onto your website and to come and do
so.
something, because there's something for everybody.
Absolutely.
And the range is vast.